Hello.
Complete with the lamp in the background. I love it.
Yeah, it's gotta angle it right. There we go.
There it is. All right.
Your background has all the things. Mine is devoid of the things.
Man,
I have a bed.
I was talking about Mike. Mike has everything. Mine has nothing.
yeah. Oh, don't you worry. Once I figure out how to feng shui this place a little bit better, and get more something with some structure back here, there's gonna be a whole lot more goofy shit on the wall. Anything anybody want to get off their chest immediately?
I'm good.
Okay, cool.
Not proud of some of my decisions.
Well, I think that's the thing we can all say at one point in our lives. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 267 of the Camcast podcast that got to live its dream of being a war correspondent, or whatever the case may be. Anyway, I am Mike, dear leader, doc taste, leader of men, herder of cats, guy who is sweating in his basement because it is unfinished, and unfinished basements hold neither heat nor cold in them. So it's either really hot or really cold down here, no matter what time of year it is. And I am joined, as always, by the one, the only, the good Colonel Eddie Dean himself, the chairman of the boards, Zach Lords.
Hi.
Our intrepid war correspondent. Thank you, buddy.
I had fun.
Good. And he's very proud that Zach had himself some fun at the riots. It is the shadowy billionaire, Trent from Sandy himself, Trent Bray.
Ahoy hoy, and I am also in a basement with a heater on because my basement's cold.
Wow. You can eat my whole ass.
I'd rather not. Thanks, though.
We are... Next week, I may or may not be wearing pants. So, it's that hot down here, dude.
It's on Zoom, so nobody would know.
This is very true until I get up to get myself a drink or something. Anyway.
I didn't wear pants that first episode I was on, just letting you guys know now.
Okay. It's very, very
I
true.
didn't have it on my webcam, so it was fine.
Yeah, it's very true. Anyway, if you like what we've got going on, we tend to keep these cheeky shenanigans going on all of our social medias. We are at Cam Automag on a lot of them. If you like what you're hearing, if you like what you're watching, if you're a patron, one, thank you. Hi. Pretty much just AJ at this point. But whatever. We're hoping
I
to get
may
a
have
couple
sent
more
this
people
to
in.
another group of people as well, too.
Yes, send it to your degenerate friends. We love them because they actually participate.
That's why I did that, because participation is key.
Yes, it's really helpful. Anyways, podcast is available wherever you get your podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play. Some dude named Greg with bootleg tapes out of the back of his Delta 88 down on the corner. Like, rate, review, subscribe, share with your friends. Support us on Patreon, the aforementioned place where you can help us keep this train a-going. Patreon.com/CamAutomag. Any dollar amount is appreciated. Seriously, if you can only give us $1 a month, we greatly appreciate that. It means a lot. But for the best bang for your buck is going to be the $5 shenanigans level, because it means you get to see this podcast recording happen live on YouTube every week. You also get bonus content, access to the super secret shenanigans shitposting Facebook group, and occasionally I will randomly send you something, which in a couple weeks we will have more stuff that I will randomly send you, including, hold on. Zach, did you not get one of these buttons?
No, I said this last week.
I swear to God I could have get whatever. Next time.
I have stickers.
Good. All right. Well, yeah. So, random stuff will get sent to you, and next time Zach shows up, he will get a button and one of the new random things. So, yep, there you go. Look at him dance. He's so happy. If you like this shirt that I'm wearing, it's a lovely Fly Cam-Am shirt. You can get that at camautoswag.com, the home for your official Cam merch. We have shirts, we have hats, we now have backpacks, flip-flops, and shorts because it's 97 degrees outside. You know, got to keep it cool. And all of that and more is available over at camautoswag.com. And while you're out there on the internet buying some fancy duds, head over to steadybroke.com, the home of Steady Broke Clothing. They've been our longtime sponsor. Put a whole bunch of their awesome stuff in your cart. I, again, highly recommend the Broke AF Block Tee and the Depresso shirt. Those are two quality items. Use coupon code CAMAUTO15 at checkout and save 15% on your entire order. Just because you're broke doesn't mean you can't live your dreams. You take a breath. Getting too fat. My God.
Hey, you were solid on that. I didn't dare interrupt because that was just
Thank you.
brilliant.
I try.
I want to welcome my friends I have invited to this because I'm prepared to be mocked the entire time.
Oh,
Okay.
I like how I just derailed that and no one was like going to like fill the empty gap I left there.
it's all right. Anyway,
Fine.
moving on. So tomorrow or yesterday is Tuesday, depending on how you're consuming this. And on Tuesday, we hop on Twitch and play some games. It's always fun. This month, we're doing a whole lot of Xbox and PC-centric stuff, starting off with Forza Motorsport 7. So the fun will get going at 7 p.m. Mountain Time on twitch.tv/CamAutoMike. Come watch us do fun, dumb, ridiculous stuff. I bought a Crown Vic and a transit van, so be prepared for fun and hilarity. Right. Well, Zach, what'd you do this weekend, buddy?
I went and saw the riots.
All right.
I watched you can't tell what year they're because they all look the same, but a Titan from this generation just basically blow his cats out revving nonstop the entire time.
Hot damn.
I was hoping that he was going to catch something on fire because that would have been absolutely metal.
That would have been perfect.
Yeah. But I'm trying to. I'm losing things right here. I don't know where. Well, let me see if I can fix it. Can you do me a favor and send the thing in the
Okay.
agenda?
Hold on. Sending it.
I thought it was bookmarked, but now I can't find it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So that's what I did this weekend. I didn't really do that much. Oh, I towed a broken BMW too. That was Jackson's.
Oh, that's the least surprising thing you could have said.
I know, right?
Anyway, all right, you now have the agenda.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Got it. Go away. Thank you. All right. Trent, you do anything fun and exciting over the weekend?
I can't say I really did. I mean, family stuff.
I thought I saw you this weekend. I saw a first gen Viper and I was like, Trent! And it wasn't you.
No.
Yeah. I was hoping to have. Actually, I did do something. Now I think about it. I was hoping to have my Viper put back together, and that didn't happen because I found more broken parts, which I am, as we're speaking, ordering replacement parts on eBay because you can only get them used because it's a Viper. But the whole reason I was trying to get put together is my brother-in-law has a dealership, Salt Lake Imports, up in North Salt Lake, and they were the starting point and the sponsor of the Vertical Mile Rally.
Oh.
And they went down to Moab, and guess who I saw there?
Who?
One Gavin Phuket in his new Fiesta ST.
Ooh, his fist.
Yes, he took the place of Zach Turnage, V12 Lifestyle, who had another commitment pop up. So he got a trip to Moab out of it and got to experience his new Fiesta in the great roads around Moab. They didn't go straight to Moab. They did, all the back roads, and he said it was magnificent and made him fall in love with his car already. So
nice.
I know what I did this weekend.
Oh, what'd you do?
I sat and talked to our pizza dad.
Oh.
I saw him outside of his house.
That'd be real weird if you said you saw him inside of his house.
He could have invited me over. You don't know. We have a very interesting relationship.
I've never been invited over, so if you got invited over, I would be rather annoyed. Actually, I have been invited over for like Monaco Grand Prix last year or something.
Yeah, like Monaco Indy thing.
Yeah.
So.
But Asian Mike convinced me to go down to talk to him and Brandon Christensen. And he's doing well. I guess I can speak on his behalf. He's alive.
Good to hear.
Hey, is he still out getting smokes then?
I think he was on a stop to get smoked, so he was like a halfway point. He was almost there.
Nice. AJ went camping and he enjoyed the entire campsite with his RC truck.
Hey,
that's fun. Yeah. I just hung out with the girlfriend and watched Netflix stuff. So, pretty mellow. Worked on some photos yesterday from the Dave Tran and Omar shoot. Really.
Yes, I saw the preview. It looked nice.
Yeah, so slowly working through those, actually using Photoshop, considering I'm paying for it every month. So, I should try to get my money's worth.
I have Photoshop CS5.
Who, buddy?
Wow.
Because I stopped paying for the monthly subscription because I wasn't using it enough. So,
yeah.
And apparently I'm now opening Photoshop.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, Google, open Photoshop.
Hey, Siri, open Photoshop.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah, Siri, open Photoshop. There you go.
Chris Miller bought himself a trailer, God help him. And the inaugural trip is going to be to the NASA June event. So,
yes.
Yep. Awesome. Always, that's a big step in any car guy's life, just getting the trailer.
Absolutely.
Yep. So, very good. Congratulations. And then, want to say congratulations to longtime friend of the program, Hector Giraudo. He had his first kid. So
yes. Congrats.
Yep. So congratulations to Hector. Baby and mother are doing just fine. So, yeah, figured I'd throw that out there. And, let's get on to some birthday stuff. Because it's the midpoint in the year, it is time to celebrate the birth of the one, the only, the Mr. Tommy Rats in My Pants. Tommy Boot himself, Mr. Steady Broke. Happy birthday, Tommy.
Happy birthday, Tommy.
Yep. Also, happy birthday to Travis Christensen, Brendan Stewart, Jose Rodriguez, Dane Searing, Brad Collier, Rudy Hansen, and James Burke, who, assuming we ever get F1 going again, we'll have him back on. Because really, for it to be a proper F1 discussion, you need to have a British person. You just need that accent. And not only does he have the accent, he's actually super knowledgeable. So it's a win-win for us all. All right. Oh, anything else? Anybody want to get off their chest?
We got some news. So let's jump into it.
All right. Jumping in feet first. Take the reins.
There's going to be a lot of killing happening on this podcast today, and
well, so long as it just stays on this podcast, it doesn't spill out into the streets. We already have enough of that.
Yeah, I was going to say, not in the way that the most media is talking about right now.
No.
But there is going to be a BMW 2 Series in Europe, but not the M2. M2 is being killed off in Europe right now.
Gunned down in its prime.
Yeah,
so is the M2, is it a two-door or a four-door?
Two-door.
Two-door.
Yeah.
But the 3 has 2 or 4.
No, you don't understand BMW's language nowadays. The
No one
M3
does BMW understand their own naming conventions?
I'm going to make this very simple for you, Zach, okay?
So the 1 Series
No. I'm making it simple for you, so shut up.
Hold on, I need to write this down. Give me a minute.
Yeah, hold on.
Bear with me.
I need a pen. I'm going to write it on my arm here so I can remember it.
Shit, where is a writing utensil? God
but
damn it.
Why does the 8 Series have 2 doors, but the 7 Series has 4 doors?
Aha. Pencil. All right.
Okay. So, even numbers equal a coupe.
But the 1 Series is a 2-door.
No. There's now the 1 Series is extinct now. You have the new 1 Series, which is they've got the X1, which is a 4-door SUV front-wheel drive based. And then they've got the X2, which is the coupe version of that. The X3, the X4 is the coupe version of that. X5, the X6 is the coupe version of that. Then the X7. So it's super easy until you get to the 3 Series, because the 3 Series is a 4-door. They have the M3. Then they have the M4, which is the 2-door. But then they have the 3 Series Gran Turismo, which is the wagon-ish version of the sedan. But then there's the 4 Series Grand Coupe and the 4 Series Sedan, which is or the 4 Series coupe and convertible. So there's a 4-door version of the 2-door version of the 4-door version. Clear as mud, right?
Mike, how are you doing over there? I'm just sharing the pencil snapping as you write.
And then there's the 3 Series wagon.
But that's a 5-door. But no, it's an actual wagon. So it's a 4-door.
Yeah, but then it's sort of a 5-door too. Yeah. So clear. We've got it all cleared up. Don't worry. So BMW has it all figured out. Even though there's the 8 Series, which is the coupe.
So
the 4-door version of that.
Here are my notes. Feel free to read some of this stuff out loud.
You please make that the
image. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Especially the bottom one that I'm really a fan of.
Entropy.
Yep.
Okay, so now will you explain BMW in the early 2010s?
Nobody can do that. Not even BMW.
But
they tried to make it clearer by changing all the nomenclature, but really they just made it worse.
But then some of them are a 28, which means it might be a diesel, but might be gas.
Well, no, that's easy because there's a D at the end if it's diesel.
True. But the
numbers make no sense. All right,
they
get
don't.
That in your head. No, the numbers make no sense. They haven't made any sense on any manufacturer for some time.
You're right. Even Mercedes has never really.
No, Mercedes.
The bigger the number, the bigger the engine, but still not really that great.
Oh man, chat's really enjoying this.
Same with BMW.
Ben Allred really wants to pull out his chisel and slab since his archaic mind can't comprehend BMW's advanced thinking.
We're not German enough to understand it.
And AJ feels like it would make more sense if they just used ASCII to name their cars.
the 5H3.
Just ridiculous.
Which the 5H3 would be like would be, if you added it all together, it would be what, like 37 or some shit like that.
God only knows.
It's funny though. So they have the 540 right now, which is a 3-liter inline 6 twin turbo thing.
But I thought the 40 was the turbo. V8.
Well, that's the thing.
It used to be.
Whenever I see a 540 on the road, I instantly like it because I think back to the E39 540. So I'm like, oh, 540. Oh, yeah, that's just kind of...
Also, did the 40 nomenclature also carry a twin turbocharged V6 as well, too? No, that's the 30. The 30 carried a twin turbocharged V6.
Oh, I don't think it did. It was always... the 30 was always the naturally aspirated one. It was the 35 when they introduced the twin turbo inline 6.
Yeah.
And then the 35 stayed. They went to a single turbo twin scroll, and then they changed that to the 40 now.
BMW never changed.
With the exception of the electric version, which is now 45E. It's the 3-liter plus the electric.
Okay, hold on. I got it.
Mike says it all.
I figured it out. The larger the number, the larger the first number, bigger the grill.
Close.
They
just teased the new 4 Series, which is the coupe version of the 3 Series, Zach.
But
they will make a 4-door version of
the 4 Series grill monster.
Yes, they've released a picture of the grill for the new 4 Series, and
Christ Almighty,
it's a grill.
So somebody should really take that photo and Photoshop the entire car out with like the PNG pixels.
Yeah.
And so it's just a grill.
They really just need to do what they did to the M8 GTE. Just
go all the way.
All the grill jokes have already been done with the X7. All the grill, like, you know.
But there's going to be an X8, right? Isn't there? Is there an X8 coming?
We don't know yet. There's rumored, but we've talked about it before. But
the grill is actually going to wrap around into the wheel wells.
Ryan wants to know if the 40 is the designated minimum age to buy one of these 40 series BMWs. And yes, it is.
It's not a bad way to think about it, honestly.
It really is. Anyway, let's get off of this painful naming convention.
Yeah, where were we at? What were we talking about? Oh,
The M2's gone in Europe because of emissions. There we go. Done with that story.
Wow.
On to the next one.
Perfect. We are good at this. We are good at
Speaking of
internets.
companies that have lost their way,
Hooray!
Acura.
Yay!
They're trying to come back, though.
With more paint jobs?
No. They are bringing back the best handling sports sedan
Okay.
in the next generation TLX.
What, the M5?
That's a bold move. Let's see if it pays
Yeah.
off for him, Cotton.
Exactly.
Wait, Acura's
we're
bringing
gonna see-
the M5 back?
Anyway,
Acura's
they
doing
will
what
have
Acura does.
they will have a dedicated platform this time. So this really ties in well to a story we're going to talk about later. But we'll come back to it.
Yeah,
But the important details are there's 2 turbo motors. It's been revealed. It looks really nice, honestly.
Yeah, this is real handsome.
Yes. It is going to have a Type S version again, which is great because I loved the old Type S. But it's kind of nice to see Acura doing something rather than just rolling over. They do have an A-Spec package that is steps, kind of like in between. Yeah, so I'm really hoping for, a better interior because their interiors have been just
This interior
awful
looks,
as of late.
from the photos, it looks pretty nice.
Yeah, they got rid of the twin screen thing, which was just confusing. And one was a touch screen, one wasn't. It's
And they were very
it's good to
insistent-
see them use some logic.
Acura is always very insistent that whatever they're doing is right.
Yes.
And I'm glad that they have admitted that they were wrong.
Yes. But the standard motor is a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder, no surprise there, 272 horsepower and 280 pound-feet of torque,
All right.
which is 66 more horsepower and 98 pound-feet more torque than the standard base motor currently available in the TLX.
Damn. Whew.
But there's no
123 pound-feet of torque available at 1,500 RPM.
yes.
Good Lord.
Front-wheel drive is standard, but it will have super handling all-wheel drive, standard on the Type S, optional on the other ones, all 10-speed automatic. But we don't have information yet on how much power the 3-liter turbocharged V6 will put out, but we'll find out more about it later. But they've really put a lot of effort into the suspension design. It's a front double wishbone. They've got the battery moved to the trunk. They're trying to make it a proper sports sedan. So
Nice. And I think I read somewhere, not in this article, but someplace else, that the all-wheel drive system is going to be a bit more rear biased. So
Ooh.
yeah, so that'll be fun. All right, here's to hoping we get back to having some fun Acuras.
yes, I based on the pictures, we're off to a good start.
Yeah, I mean, that thing is, god damn, that's a good-looking car.
Yeah, sign me up.
There we go. All right. Well, now from something that's going to be born to something that is probably going to die.
Yeah, it's also being canceled in Europe.
God.
So, yeah, the Geneva Motor Show was supposed to start right as this whole thing, this whole global pandemic came down. Sorry, the first global pandemic.
Yeah,
right?
the first one.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. Anyway, so they had, everything was in full swing to get started. Cars were arriving and all this, and then the Geneva show got shut down. So that means they had no revenue for that show, and they had to front a lot of money. And now they need a loan if they're going to have the 2021 show next year. Well, the Swiss government says, we'll come up with the money yourself and just do it in 2022. But, by the way, we also want you to host the show in 2021 because we need the tourism money.
Government. Always looking out for number one and not really willing to help out. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't understand, but we'll see if they get the money. We'll see if they have a 2021 show or if it gets canceled. And if it does get canceled for 2021, I doubt it'll come back at all because everybody's moving to online debuts now.
Yeah, everybody's just doing with games and stuff. We saw this. A lot of the big people pulled out of E3, the big yearly expo, and started doing their own thing or doing their press conferences around E3, but not actually at E3. So yeah. So you can very well see the end of the big car show as we know it. Yeah. Oh well. In brighter news.
Yes, we could use some brighter news.
Nissan is going to replace the fossil that is the 370Z.
Yes.
Thank God.
Yes.
I think we're all happy for that.
Yes.
It was just a silhouette that they showed, but they did a teaser video of 12 new models coming out over the next 18 months, and it was titled From A to Z. And at the end, there's a silhouette of a small sports car at the Z.
That is definitely a Z car silhouette.
So we're gonna get a Z. That's good news, and it's coming out in the next 18 months. So we should see it fairly soon.
Probably.
But I know it's just a silhouette. I did love the styling though.
Yeah, because they have the the daytime running lights on there. Those are really good. Very Jag reminiscent. I really like that.
Yes.
So,
and as Ryan says,
I think it'll look good.
Oh yeah.
The Frontier still lives on.
Yes, the Frontier is definitely living on. They're gonna try another crack at trucks too.
Hey, why the hell not? If at first you fail, just keep on going. Exactly.
Yep. Interesting omission, though. We didn't see a GTR in there.
Well.
However, this was teasing the next 18 months, so the GTR could just keep soldiering on for the foreseeable future.
Well, wasn't there some talk about whatever his face was, the guy who designed it, was like, they haven't asked me to come back yet.
Yeah, the current head of the GTR program, he's just like, I'm getting up to mandatory retirement age, and they haven't said anything about a new car. So
yeah. That was 2 or 3 months ago, I think.
Yeah, it's been a while. So, Yep, R35 is just going to be a thing that will outlast us all, apparently.
Well, we had the R36 concept tribute anniversary, whatever they made 3 of.
Oh, who gives a shit?
That car was ugly.
Don't give it a new chassis designation unless you build more than 3. Make it a production vehicle. Anyway, back to the Z. So, rumor has it it'll be powered by the twin-turbo 3-liter V6 out of the Infiniti Q60 Red Sport 400, which leads people to believe that it'll be called the 400Z because that Red Sport 400 V6 is good for at least 400 horsepower or possibly even close to 5.
So are we finally changing away from liters to horsepower numbers?
Well, they can't go back. They already have a 300Z.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we did have we had the turbo 4-cylinder Night Shadow, or the fuck it was called in Japan. That was it was a Z31 chassis, but with a smaller engine.
I know. I think
if Dave was here, he'd be able to answer.
There was one with a. There was a Z31 that I think you get with an RB, an RB20. Yeah. So that was still a 6-cylinder car though.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. So, but. Yep.
I can't remember the history, but maybe I'll just look it up and just blow it out here in a minute.
There you go. But yeah, no, I know for a fact that you could get a Z31 with an RB20 in it for reasons. But yeah, so there we go. Hopefully some good news for Nissan. Hopefully they're on the up and on the mend.
Yes, we hope.
Oh, man. Damn, Ryan in the chat points out the last time a new GTR came out, V6 Mustangs were 12-valve and overhead valve. Damn.
Yeah. So they called it, so you could have got a VG20 ET or an RB20 DET, and they were either called the 200Z or the 200ZR.
Huh.
So it wouldn't be too surprising to go back. Or also our 200ZG and ZS.
Well, I mean, going from 370 to 300 necessarily wouldn't be a problem, except there was already a 300 ZX, so it's going to be real weird.
Yeah,
they don't want to do that. So anyway, moving on. Speaking of things and people, someone is taking over the reins of Gymkhana.
Yes. Our boy Kenny from the block is passing on the torch.
There we go. Passing the torch to someone whom I've seen play blackjack live and in person.
Hey, I was there.
Yep. It is the one and only Travis Pastrana, noted blackjack player. Also motocross and Nitro Circus and all sorts of other things, but mostly blackjack.
You had to do that when I was taking a drink.
I did not even notice.
He times it. He actually he times the whole thing.
Anyway, yeah. So Gymkhana 11 is going to be put on by Travis Pastrana, and he will drive a Subaru WRX STI rather than the Ford products as of late that Ken Block has been driving. Obviously, Ken Block sponsored by Ford, and Travis Pastrana is sponsored by Subaru, so he's already working on the car.
All right. Zach?
Oh, me?
You keep raising a different hand, so I figure we might as well get to that before you blow out a rotator.
I was reading the article. I apologize. Zach,
the
floor is yours.
Hence why I was raising my hand to give you time. Why the fuck is it called Gymkhana? Is there a naming reason behind it?
Gymkhana is actually a thing in Japan. It's like autocross, except with a bit more style.
Oh.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's like Autokana is another term that goes by in Japan, I believe. Somebody feel free to correct me. It's been a minute since I've looked this stuff up. But
350ZX?
Yeah. 300Z-X. Yes.
300ZY. It's just well, thank you. I thought maybe there was some guy named Jim, and that makes sense because there was Climbkhana, which was Pikes Peak, and so I'm guessing Kana is
it's just playing off Gymkhana. They're just
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Ben.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, in a traditional autocross, they get really kind of pissy at you if you do a lot of sliding, and in Gymkhana, there are actually parts where they want you to slide the car around because they're actually really testing how well you can control your car and how fast you can do a course. I think Noriyaro has a video where they did a Gymkhana on the straight at some one of the Japanese tracks where they usually do drifting. So it's just something that takes place in a very small area like autocross, but yeah.
The more you know.
Yep, exactly. So cool. Well, there we go. Congratulations to Travis. That is good for him. And now that'll leave Ken plenty of time to, do whatever it is he's doing and
drift dualies at UMC.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm sure Ken Block's just done, everything they could with it, and he just realized, hey, let's let somebody else
you do it.
Get something out of this, yeah.
You figure out what to do with it.
After you drift around the Dubai police force, you can't really go any higher than that.
I mean, very true. It's very true.
Also, that was Gymkhana, 8? There's no...
Who knows? I lost count.
Yeah.
Well, Gymkhana 73.
Yeah, I'm going to keep this topic going for a little longer because Mike and I watched Gymkhana, the newest one.
Oh, yeah.
And we were both just like, this is shit. I think we turned it off halfway through and started watching old ones because it wasn't...
Yeah, we just got bored with it. And I watched that Amazon series that they had where the behind the scenes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I watched that.
Yeah,
that was
Gymkhana files.
Yeah, that was interesting enough because I had an idea of some of the logistics that went into that sort of stuff, but I found the Gymkhana files far more interesting than the actual Gymkhana that they produced.
Yeah, because so the one we watched was they were climbing the steepest road in China or the.
Oh yeah, that one. That was so lame.
Because it was just cool. It's a single road.
Yeah,
cool, you got close to the edge.
Yeah, it was just nothing but switchbacks.
Yeah,
cool. Neat.
Now-
Oh, somebody's in a panda costume on a Segway. Oh boy,
Yeah.
haven't seen this before.
But then you go back and you watch like them taking the Hoonsting or whatever the fuck it was around LA. Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
like that was like, yeah. They just kind of, at some point, like that last one was when they were in China. It was just like, all right, maybe we need to stop. Let somebody else deal with this.
I think AJ should be the head of planning for Gymkhana from now on.
Yes, to the moon.
Yes, I agree. There's already a Tesla Roadster up there. He could just, fly a SpaceX rocket up there and catch it on the way and,
That's how space works.
Yep, there it is.
giant net, right?
Yep. We're just catching our astronauts with a big butterfly net when they come back.
Skyhook, Space Edition.
Oh, God. Anyway, speaking of things traveling at insane speeds, the Mustang Mach 1 is going to come back for the year 2021.
Wait, it went away? I didn't know it went
Yes,
away.
it did.
Yeah,
Yes,
it did.
It's been a minute since we had a Mach 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, God, when was the last Mach 1?
So it's coming with the
I don't know.
pile driver, jackhammer?
2013?
What was the engine code name?
What?
What's the engine code?
The Coyote.
Yeah, it's coming with just the Coyote 5
No,
liter.
what's the new Ford V8 engine that had like
The Voodoo? The 5?
No, there's another one I thought we talked about that was like the jackhammer pile driver or some dumb shit like that.
God, are you confusing us with X videos?
No,
Like, I don't know what in
Voltos?
God's name you're talking
Backhoe?
about. But I want.
I'm not gonna be able to Google this because that's what the fuck I'm talking about.
Man,
I
swear
look
we
forward
talked-
to
God,
Zach interrupting us in like 15 minutes with
Yeah,
this answer.
I'm here for this.
Damn it. Okay, Trent wants to do this because I'm just gonna shut up for a couple minutes while I do it.
Anyway, the
Hey, yeah.
it's going to be the new Mach 1 is going to be the pinnacle of style, handling, and 5-liter V8 performance. So take that for what you will. It's probably going to be replacing the Bullet Mustang in the lineup.
Okay.
I don't know if it's actually going to be replacing the Bullet.
So Ford's just going back to an old school Ford and just shoving Mustang after Mustang down our throat.
Well, that's the thing. Is
Predator.
they're getting rid.
Predator. Okay.
It's the new engine for the GT500. I don't know where I got pile driver or jackhammer from.
You have a girlfriend now, Zach. I don't think you need to be looking up those terms anymore. I don't mean to tell you how to live your life, but
The previous version of the engine was called the Trinity, by the way. Also, there was a one called, I don't know, because maybe I got like Terminator mixed in there, and Terminator to pile driver isn't too far of a leap.
Let's just get back to the Mach 1.
So, according to Wikipedia, the last Mach 1 was actually 2004.
Wow.
Wait, what, really?
Damn.
I swear we
Yeah.
received I thought you were right with 2013. That sounded right.
Yeah, that 2004 seems way off, but whatever.
Right?
I'm not gonna,
I thought so too, but
who am I to doubt Wikipedia, the thing that anybody can edit?
yeah. So anyway, it's supposed to be the best handling Coyote Mustang. They released camo covered pictures, but the GT350 is the one that's disappearing.
Oh,
Which
God.
I think there's
We
going to
knew
be
that.
a big
Yeah.
gap between the Mach 1 and the
500.
GT500. Like, that to me seems like too wide of a gap. But
That's way too much of a gap. Like,
See, even AJ, I think AJ is referring to the stuff with Mach 1 because he agrees with me. I think maybe he's talking about something completely different. I don't know.
anyway. Yeah.
apparently, Benjamin Allred thinks that somebody needs to use the pile driver name. It's too good not to use.
Well, so the funny thing is AMD CPUs are those: the pile driver, the jackhammer. What was the other one?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Who knows?
Bulldozer was the other one too.
Alrighty. So, all right. Well, we're losing the GT350, which was awesome. But
yeah, it's we're losing the flat plane crank V8.
Yeah,
which the GT500 uses the 5.2 liter, but it got rid of the flat plane crank V8. It's now a standard crank. It's not doesn't have that sweet noise.
Yeah, like I don't. Whatever.
Yeah.
Flat plane crank V8 Fords. Too expensive to live. Too expensive to live. Too pretty to die.
Wait, hold on.
But here we are.
Ford. I'm sorry. I'm just fun Wikipedia knowledge here. Ford has made a handful of V12s.
Okay.
They made the Lincoln Zephyr in 1948.
Yeah,
and the displacement was as large as 306.
306 cubic inches. That's
rather small.
Yeah, that's kind of tiny for a V12.
Because it also states the lowest size being 267.
Those are awfully tiny.
And then the L-head Lincoln V12 is 382, 414, and 448. And also apparently the Aston Martin 6-liter was a Ford-derived engine.
Well,
according to Wikipedia.
Yes, Wikipedia. Anyway. Moving. Bulldozer.
Talking about something that is on the agenda.
Oh, something that's getting pile-drived into the fucking ground because of their own hubris. Renault.
Excellent segue.
You're welcome. This is what I do.
Yeah, Renault dreamed big, and then they failed. Part of the whole Carlos Ghosn,
good show.
Yeah, he was going to make them one of the largest automakers, and they realized who they were now, and so they cut 15,000 jobs.
Oof.
And it should save them $2.2 billion. But somehow the F1 team is sticking around.
Listen, that slimy asshole who just slagged Daniel Ricciardo, like he needs to keep his job. That was the most French fucking thing I could have imagined. So, yeah, of course they're going to stick around. Why not?
Yeah.
Watch them sink like a stone.
But of course, since Renault's partially owned by the French government, a lot of this has to be approved by the French government that they're going to cut jobs. Although the majority of the jobs being cut are not from France, just because they know they couldn't get it past the French government if they did that. So,
damn. For Ben Allred, Renault has been in a constant pile drive into the ground since the company formed. I'm somehow surprised the company still exists. Shit.
Really?
Tell us how you really feel, Ben.
Like, I can't think of any good Renault cars other than, like, the Clio.
Yeah, like, that's really, I mean, like...
Like, okay, they made some cool Group B cars, but...
Yeah, I mean, like, the Clio is still a fun little front-wheel drive hatchback you can buy in Europe, but
can anyone else name another Renault?
The Renault Scenic, the Renault Espace,
yeah, damn right, the Espace.
Did Renault make the? No, that was Fiat. Never mind.
Were you gonna say Multipla, the greatest vehicle to ever live?
No, absolutely not. You don't know
the vehicle that was endorsed by Michael Schumacher.
Yes.
Look it up. He's in a commercial.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That poor guy. He probably made more than I make in 10 years by doing that one ad.
Oh yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
He doesn't do things for cheap.
No, he did not. Anyway, good news. There could be a new ACR Dodge product coming out.
Yes.
I don't know how I feel about this.
Well,
continue.
I feel pretty good about it because of their benchmark. So they are the Challenger is usually more associated with SS rather than ACR because of its boat-like qualities.
I mean, you could. That is one way to describe it. Yes, she does displace quite a few tons.
Yes, but sorry, we're all getting
a public safety alert.
Is there more riots now? Oh, I want to go.
How convenient!
Fucking great.
That's how
we'll
you
just
know
cut
live.
this. We'll just cut this out of the live feed, right?
Yeah, exactly. We'll cut it from the live feed. Throw it to commercial.
Yeah.
Go to commercial. Yeah. Cool. Another thing.
Anyway,
I got to explain the difference between Salt Lake City and Salt Lake County to my girlfriend again. Hooray.
Anyway, the Challenger, they're talking about coming out with an ACR version of the Challenger.
Yes.
But their target is the discontinued Viper ACR.
And real quick, before you continue, ACR stands for American Club Racers. So they are trying to get this Iowa class battleship to turn, baby.
Yes. So the Dodge Viper ACR, that thing would.
Also, isn't the Iowa class a submarine, not a battleship?
No, it's named after the Iowa class is named after the USS Iowa, which is a battleship.
Okay.
There's Los Angeles and Ohio, which are nuclear submarines.
Well, no, but I thought there was. Okay, never mind. Oh. I'll be back in a couple minutes.
Okay.
To try and stay on topic again, the Dodge Viper ACR, which threw down some impressive Laguna Seca lap times.
Yeah, like that was its farewell tour. They would just go to a different track and be like, "We're going to take the record."
Exactly. Yeah. And, they made a bunch of special editions out of it. It was, I think, the 133 edition because they did 1 minute and 33 seconds around Laguna Seca. But they're targeting that for the Challenger ACR. So that means it's really got to move. It's got to be put on a diet. They've got to do some suspension work. And because of that, they're probably going to stick with the 392, the 6.4-liter Hemi, instead of the 6.2 supercharged V8, so it will be lighter, and a little bit more pure. And so it'll be interesting to see if they actually come out with this and what it's going to look like, because I imagine it's got to have a giant splitter, a spoiler, and all that.
It's going to be quite the thing. I'm imagining, because there are still a bunch of teams in Trans Am running Zombie TA1 and TA2 Challengers. And when I say zombie, that means Dodge is no longer supporting them, so they either have to make the parts themselves or, wait for another Dodge team to die and absorb them in a macabre parade of racing. But I imagine it's going to look kind of like that, and that thing is really awesome looking. So
Well, so the reason why I'm not a huge fan of this is why try to fill a market gap with a car that already exists for a car that did exist? Just bring the fucking Viper back. The Viper filled a class for sure.
It filled a need, but it didn't really move. That was the problem.
No, I'm aware of that. Yeah, but you're well, we want this to target the ACR Viper.
Well, and also the reason you would do something like this is because, a lot of people, there are a couple of dudes who will bring a Viper out to a NASA event, but they're not doing door-to-door stuff. And the way this is sounding is because another reason that they're not going to use that supercharged engine is a lot of series, they either will slap you with a penalty for having a supercharger, or they just straight up do not allow them. So this is really looking like they're trying to get this kind of homologated almost. And if it's going up against stuff like Mustangs and Camaros, you're looking more at GT4-ish, kind of more entry-level sports car racing. Whereas the Viper, no matter what you did to it, was always going to be more upper tier. And also far more expensive to run just because it didn't share parts with anything. So if this thing is just a 392 on a diet, okay.
I'll make it a lot even simpler for you, Zach. The Viper's gone, so it would take a lot more money to resurrect a Viper and bring it back than it would to just do an ACR version of the Challenger that already exists and all the tooling is paid off for and all that stuff.
That too. All right.
Money.
There is an Iowa class.
Submarine?
No, sorry, Ohio class, not
Ohio.
Iowa class.
Yeah, I said that.
With the ship names USS Ohio, and come on, Wikipedia fucking work.
Yeah, usually
there's also a Benjamin Franklin class.
Yeah, usually. So, fun fact: a lot of naval ships, that class is named after the first one that is produced. So,
yeah,
Iowa was the first one. Los Angeles was the first of that attack submarine. Ohio class, so on and so forth. So, yeah.
Also, the Ethan Allen, the George Washington, the Lafayette, the James Madison,
boy,
Franklin, and the Halibut too. There was also the Narwhal as well too.
Hell yes, I'm here for the Narwhal.
No, there was the Skipjack class.
Yes,
with the USS Skipjack, the USS Snook as the two submarines filling that class.
Jesus. Oh man, let us keep plowing through, because man, we are quickly running out of time. Damn these entertaining tangents. Political shit.
Yes,
concerning someone that is not from here.
So we talked briefly about Carlos Ghosn before, and well, he has just got himself right in the middle of a political agenda. So he's currently in Lebanon, which is where he's from.
Yep.
He escaped Japan
in a big box
through Turkey. In a box to Lebanon. Lebanon does not have an extradition treaty with Japan. So Japan is really pissed about this whole thing. So they're going to use whatever they can. And it just so happens that Lebanon is currently $90 billion in debt. And it's something the United States would envy at this point. But
seriously,
they are seeking a $10 billion loan from IMF, the International Monetary Fund. Well, Japan is a big contributor to the IMF. So Japan is threatening to withhold their vote. They're going to reject the Lebanon loan unless Carlos Ghosn is delivered up to them.
That's great.
Wow, this is like what Dog the Bounty Hunter, but country level.
Yeah.
And then Japan's going to kick in the door, mace him, and then talk about how he needs to get right with Christ.
Yeah. The funny thing is, though, I mean, if you really want to get super political with it, let's say they do give up Carlos Ghosn, and Japan signs off on it. America still wants their pick too. They want Lebanon to close the Syrian border.
Yeah.
Before they'll give them money. So
it's getting,
even if they give up Carlos Ghosn, they may still not get their money. So
yeah, don't worry. Don't worry. International monetary things. It's somebody's going to get.
Bet America's there.
Damn right, baby.
Wait, hold on. Does Lebanon need any roads that they can trade for property and resources? Any bridges, dams?
Come on. Does the Silk Road need to extend to Lebanon?
Yes. Wait, hold on. Does the sun never set over China now? Wait, what?
It's really getting to be that way. Anyway, well, remember how we were talking about Infiniti and Nissan and all that stuff earlier?
Yeah.
Well, don't worry. Nissan totally has a plan for Infiniti. Probably.
Sort of.
Maybe.
Yeah. Maybe. It's a possibility, honestly.
It's something they're kicking around, you know.
Yeah, so I have a story on this. So they say that they are going to move to Nissan Plus. So basically, it's moving back from their luxurious lifestyle.
Bring back Datsun.
And didn't we just say last week they're killing Datsun?
No, they're dead. The hole's already dug.
Bring back Datsun. Put Nissan. They could.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
We know
Brand
you want
separation.
Zach
Brand
now.
separation. Brand separation.
It's not gonna work. Nissan's already shot
So-
themselves in the foot. They've slammed their dick in the door too many times. They can't come back from this.
So anyway,
Sorry.
Nissan Plus is basically like what Acura's doing with Honda. So
This
when
sounds like Datsun with extra steps.
Datsun's the cheap brand
Yeah,
right
it's the
now.
other way
Stop
around.
saying Datsun.
If it was Datsun Plus, this would make sense, except Datsun became the bargain basement thing and then died.
I want a Maxima wagon, okay? Let me live my dreams.
I mean, that's a thing. God. With the way Nissan's fucking everything up, that could be a thing that they could just mass produce. Because why not? They're getting desperate.
I want another
That dude-
A10 wagon.
They're that dude who's staying up till like 3:30 in the morning watching University of Hawaii football, just chasing, just trying to get back to even.
Okay, I will let Trent finish. I think he's mad at me now.
I don't think he's thrilled with either of us. So, Nissan Plus.
Does this mean the
Please
Q50
go on about Datsun, would you, Zach? Go for it.
Does this, or the fuck is it? Does this mean the Q50/60 is going away?
I mean,
I will never be welcome at any of Trent's gatherings from this moment on. He's going to see me at sunset next time and just drive past me. Or maybe even hit me. He might even hit me with his car.
I'm gonna have to keep like heavy things away from Trent's end of the table. Once we
We'll just do this. You don't have to see me anymore. You don't have to look at me.
also maybe mute yourself.
Fuck off.
I mean, that was the problem. You talking about Datsun. We would like to see you, just not necessarily hear you. Like a child.
Yeah, there's no problem with the visual aspect, but I'm seriously done with that story. Anyway,
All right.
if you want to talk about it, great, but I'm not talking about that one anymore.
All right. Well, yeah, long and short of it is Nissan is pulling back from their plans to have Infiniti be a luxury brand. They're going to a premium brand, so they're not going to be taking on Mercedes and Audi and BMW like they had originally planned. So it's just going to be much nicer Nissans, basically. So.
Well, I would argue they have already kind of did that. Like the Q50 line was a good competitor to some cheaper BMW models.
It was, but also it kept getting its like clock cleaned by the BMWs.
True.
Like, so that's the problem. That's kind of why that, and also, you know, everything is why they're pulling back from that. So there's that. And all right, we're just going to go ahead and leave the chat alone. A lot more of that D word being thrown around there. But sensing blood in the water.
So, I'll jump on this one since
Go right ahead.
It doesn't have a D word in it. But Lexus is now going to be teasing, or has now teased the new IS. Quite perfect timing, as basically Nissan says that Infiniti just doesn't really have a good plan going forward. Lexus jumps in and says, hey, look, we're updating our products.
Hey.
But it is most likely going to be just a refresh. They've already done one refresh on this body style, but it's probably going to be another refresh that they're doing.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit more than just new sheet metal. There's a wider rear track, the uni tail light that a lot of the crossovers have, bumped up versions of the current engine offerings, but they're
depends on who you talk to.
Yeah, because there are wild rumors floating around about what could be powering this thing. Anything from like just, you know, slightly bumped up power-wise versions of the current offerings to a new inline six, to a twin turbo V6, to a V8, to a bunch of hamsters, a whole bunch of Milwaukee cordless batteries, you know, just some dude yelling. Just anything could possibly be powering this.
Yeah, so the interesting thing, though, is the most consistent news I've gotten out of this, I follow Lexus fairly closely. Like I've mentioned before, I used to sell Lexus, and so I've followed what they're doing. And the most consistent news is actually the motors won't change at all.
Oh.
They'll have the exact same motors, nothing new about them, which would be totally Lexus. It'd be stupid of them to do it, but it's very possible. There is, however, the IS 500 that is, who knows, it hasn't been trademarked in the U.S., and usually that's a pretty clear indicator that Lexus is bringing it to the U.S. But that could, if you base it on their LS 500, that could be a 3.5-liter twin-turbo V6, or it could be a 5-liter V6 that they have in their arsenal, or it could be, I guess it'd probably have an H on the end if it was the hybrid version, but Zach has his arm raised.
Yes, Zach.
Can we put the Iron Duke back in it? Not back in it, but...
Just a new Iron Duke in it.
Yes.
I mean, I'm sure they could make that happen. Just depressing. I'm sure they could give us depression and then charge us a lot for it. Man.
And if Trent doesn't show up next week, I will know why.
Don't worry. Next week, I'm already guaranteeing next week is going to be very interesting.
Benjamin Allred just wants you to know, Zach, you want the D.
Mm-hmm.
No, he wants the D. We want the D. The U.S. market wants the D.
Okay. Moving on.
So why is next week going to be interesting, Mike?
Chirp's going to be on.
Hey!
Yeah, Chirp's going to be on. And the week after that, I'm working on a super special guest who actually has a proper social media following. So we could actually get some new people, some new blood following us. So maybe.
Did you get Travis Pastrana on?
No, I did not get Travis Pastrami. So.
Did you get Rob Spaghetti on?
God, I wish. Anyway, finally, closing out the news section on a sad note.
Yes.
Sad news, everyone. The Lada Niva. Gone before its time.
How long has it been around?
Since the 70s?
Since the dawn of time.
But it is
first
only
that there
gone...
was the Lada Niva, then the universe.
God created the heavens and the earth and the Lada Niva.
All the matter from the universe was created from a single Lada Niva.
Oh, man.
I finally did it. I broke him.
It's all right.
I feel bad. I know I shouldn't, but I do. Trent, we miss you. Will you bring back Smokes when you come back? He looks so happy in his photo.
He does. Look at what we've done to him.
We've broken him. And then I just watched him disappear on the YouTube stream.
Damn. Oh man, it's been around for like 42 years, the Lada Niva.
And we make fun of the Frontier for being around for what, 17?
Yeah, this thing has changed very little in the 4 decades it's been around.
Who owns Lada now? Is it Geely? Does Geely own Lada rights now?
I am not 100% sure who owns Lada. But, I mean, you used to be able to get one for like you can get one for $9,000 new right now. So, just think about that for a minute. So, it's got an aux input, some cup holders.
Is it aux input now?
Yep. But yeah, the Lada Niva. That's. Oof.
How often do you think they retool their stamping machines? Do you think these are still pre-war stamping machines or pre-Iron Curtain stamping machines?
Oh yeah, these are definitely they've probably got some stuff from the Iron Curtain still churning, but I think they're probably like, all right, time to just punt on full-on communism.
You should read the chat.
When did Russia stop being part of Europe?
When they annexed Crimea, maybe? I don't know.
That whole thing is real confusing to me. Because Russia's part of Europe, but also not part of Europe.
But then, Asia, if you talk to some people, it's part of the larger Asian continent.
Yeah, like, I don't, whatever, but it's still soldiers on in Russia. So, I mean, for all intents and purposes, with the way things are going on right now, it is
Kind of
just,
like how Trent is running his own camcast in the comment section right now.
Trent's just in there. He's transitioned from on-air talent to producer, just giving us notes as we just fuck this thing up.
What are we going to fuck up next?
Oh, God. Well, that is the news. We are done with that.
I already know my answer to this next one.
All right. So the question of the week was, what car model / trim level do you want to see come back? Because we did talk about some stuff that's coming back. All right, Zach, what do you got?
Datsun.
Okay, Datsun. Thank you. Just totally useful. I'd like to see the MR2 come back. It was fun having some little like mid-engine rear-wheel drive runabout.
There's been rumors.
There have been rumors for about a lot of things coming back.
Yeah, there has been.
Yeah. So put this out to the folks on the Facebook. Oh, hold on. Trent in the chat. Okay. He's done. Trent's out. Bye.
He hates that D word.
It really does.
I'm going to buy him a Datsun shirt for his birthday.
I really don't think you should. I've seen him when he gets truly angry. It is terrifying.
I love you, Trent. You can still hear me.
Anyway.
Voices from the grave.
Voices from beyond. All right. So we put the question out there on Facebook and Instagram. Instagram did not give me much, but whatever. Not really expecting miracles out of a photo sharing platform. So in NASA Utah enthusiast, Andy Munch says Honda Prelude SI with 4-wheel steering.
Ooh, yeah.
Love the Prelude. Would love to see one of those things come back. In the Utah Association of Euros, Kit commented and gives us the most European answer you could possibly imagine. S16, everybody wants one, and I am down. Also, can we bring back Holden and finally get us a Commodore Ute? I mean, Commodore Utes were a thing. The Maloo was a Commodore with just the back end cut off. So could always kind of get a Commodore Ute, but yeah, we'll never get one in America because it makes absolutely no sense for us to have one. Although
we saw how well the Baja did here in U.S. markets.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I still see one with shocking regularity. I still want like the rear-facing jump seats in the bed of a truck. And Motoring United, Elliot Erlinson, Oldsmobile Jetfire. Yes, it means Olds would have to come back, but it's hands down the most important car that very few know about. The very first production turbo car, the very first production car to use methanol injection, the list goes on and on. In fact, it's the father of the Grand National with parts actually interchanging. So that's cool.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Shane Carroll wants a new F-150 Lightning. You fucks.
I'd be down.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Brandon Kuhn, Cadillac Bromes. I want the most opulent couch out there with more buttons than Crew Dragon. Give rappers something American to spit about again.
Hey, I have one for you.
Damn, that
I
you
can
do.
I can give you an address and a way to pick it up.
Still trying to pawn that off on somebody, aren't you? City's not towing it?
It's been there. There was one ticket and it disappeared the next day.
They just took the ticket back?
I had no idea. Like, it wasn't windy.
Oh, my God. That thing is your curse.
It really is.
Anyway, let's see. On my personal page, Brent Cheney says the Corolla GTS. That would be fun. Just a small rear-wheel drive Toyota. Brandon McConkey says he'd like to see a new FJ Cruiser. And you chimed in, Zach, and said, wouldn't we all? And then over on the actual cam page, we've got, come on, Facebook. Come on. Anytime now. Come on, buddy. Come on. Slowly but surely. God damn it, Zuckerberg. Fucking honestly. All right. Damn, 20 comments on the cam page. Dan Chilinsky says Buick GNX. Let's just show all comments here. Dylan Hansen, now would be a primo time for Toyota to reintroduce the Celica with an all-track / GT4 trim as a competitor to the WRX and all-wheel drive crowd. See, AJ says, with the return of the Bronco, maybe, I wouldn't mind seeing Dodge bring out some sort of Ram Charger as either a trim option for the Durango that comes with beefier suspension and an interior package and, like, locking diffs or something, or is an altogether new platform, maybe based off the Ram 1500 single cab short bed configuration. That would be pretty cool. He'd also like to see another rotary from Mazda. I don't care how it comes, even if it's in a crossover. I'd also like to see a sports car from Mazda that is not the Miata. So rotary or not, don't care, as long as it's got, something.
Mazda 3, speed 3, down to speed 3.
I mean, that would be something. I mean, that Vision RX, whatever it is, that you can actually play as a GT3 car in Gran Turismo Sport. That would be cool if there was a road-going version of that. Let's see. Joey says, new Integra, pretty please. Also, an SRT Dart, like a proper SRT Dart. So, let's see. Pumpkin, MR2, a Lincoln Sports Coupe, a Rotary Sports Coupe, another Cyclone and or Typhoon.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, buddy. Jackson says Pontiac Aztec. It was way ahead of its time. Could use a facelift, but a four-door compact sports utility vehicle with all-wheel drive is apparently at an all-time high. Has to come with a tent, though. Yeah, you could definitely do that. And let's see. Ben Allred gives us a bit of stuff. There we go. I constantly say how I'd love to see AMC as a brand return, especially with an updated retro muscle Javelin. But if we're going off of companies that are currently in business, I have three things I'd like to see come back: an El Camino in retro muscle form with an SS option. Ooh. Adding to that, mini trucks in general. Small trucks these days are pretty much the same size as older full-size pickups. I want compact car size, torsion front, leaf rear, four-cylinder mini trucks. Don't think we're ever going to see anything that small again, just because of safety standards and all the stuff that the normies demand to be in a car. So, compact rear-wheel drive platforms. At one point, most companies were running them. For reasons, they basically moved 95% of the cars and made it front-wheel drive and recently all-wheel drive platforms. But having fun, cheap rear-wheel drive commuters would be great. Thank God at least the Miata is still the Miata we all know and love. Yeah, so there we go. Those are your thoughts on what you'd like to see come back.
My actual answer that doesn't involve the D word.
Yeah.
Would be a Cadillac CTSV wagon.
That would be cool. That would be
granted. Granted, we didn't lose that very long ago, but still.
Still, yeah. Like, it was cool that you could get like that kind of crazy ass wagon, like
in a manual.
Yeah, that's sort of ridiculous. Just existing in the world is something that we really need. So. Right. Moving on. Right. We've got some racing news that we can blow through rather quickly. We've got 18 minutes left. We got to figure out these tangents, man. Anyway, F1 is considering reverse grids for some of the double headers that they have scheduled.
Explain that to me.
So what a reverse grid is well, what F1 wants to do is they want to have their regular qualifying for the first race, so that three-part knockout qualifying, and then that would determine the grid for the first race. And then for the following weekend's race, because they're not doing like Saturday, Sunday doubleheaders, they're doing one weekend and the next weekend. Yeah. So what they would do is they would have a short qualifying race on Saturday ahead of the Grand Prix on Sunday, and they would take the results of that short qualifying race and then flip the order. Or the racer story also said championship points order, so that doesn't necessarily make sense to have a qualifying race and then also just reverse the grid based on your championship points. But whatever. So they basically have a short race, and they would take the results and flip it. So if you finished last, you'd be starting on pole. And if you finished first, you'd be starting dead last. That's actually something that British Touring Car still does. They do their double headers, so they run a reverse grid. So if you win the first race,
you go back.
Yep. And
that'd be interesting. I'd like to see that.
Yeah, it would be great. Mercedes is not a fan of that idea, though. So, yeah, there is. So Mercedes not confident that their cars or drivers could fight their way through the field. So, just throwing that out there. That's probably not why they're not a fan of it. Let's see. Super Utes do it, and every other race, it would make it so much more interesting to watch the leaders fight to the back of the front. Yes, it would make it great because you would have them fighting each other and also
the crowd.
Fighting their way like through the field. So imagine like Lewis having to hold off a charging Max and Charles while he's trying to blow through the midfield. So that is a thing that could happen. But Mercedes is playing defense against that for whatever reason. And then let's see. The first IndyCar race is happening this weekend at Texas Motor Speedway. It will be devoid of any fans, even though the Texas governor just approved a provision saying that open-air events can have spectators, provided that it is only 25% the maximum capacity of the thing. So it would be a quarter of the people who could normally fill Texas Motor Speedway could go, but IndyCar and the event promoter probably didn't have enough time to scramble and sell tickets and figure out the logistics of all of that. So
That makes sense, yeah.
Yeah. So that is why the first IndyCar race will have absolutely no fans. So, like I said, this weekend, June 6th at Texas Motor Speedway. And then finally, more sad news from the world of F1. We talked about McLaren possibly getting a loan against some of their heritage cars and trying to do other things to stay afloat. Well, Williams is in trouble a bit more so than McLaren because they don't produce road-going vehicles. They don't really do a lot of the stuff that some of these other teams do. So they are, for the first time in their history, they're really thinking about selling minority stakes to someone outside of the team or just straight up selling the team.
Jesus, wow.
Yeah, because they need to figure out a way to raise money because, even though they have, I think they're like top 3 for championships, their race wins in the series, they're not pulling in money like, say a Ferrari does or a McLaren does. So, they actually posted a loss of £10.7 million last year. So that's not great. Not great for the smallest team on the grid. Although in April, they did secure $45 million in loans from HSBC Bank and father of their driver, Michael Latifi. Although that $45 million turned into $35 million because they had to pay off another loan. So, the loan that, kind of came in 2 parts. One of the things that it was loaned against was against the land, the facility, and some other stuff in Grove in England. And the other part was a loan against 100 heritage cars that spanned from 1978 to last year's cars. So, they are really, really trying to figure this thing out. So hopefully Williams will stick around because, again, they are one of the storied teams in F1. So it would be great to see them stick around. I really hope they don't go away. So there we go. That is the motorsport news. Kind of light. Don't have a lot of stuff going on. So.
Hey, I see a Joey.
Oh, wave to him. Nice. Anyway, moving on.
Are we going to get our billionaire back?
I don't know. So this might be the $1 billion memorial question. Giving him time to come back, maybe, before we get into this. While we wait for that, we do have a question in Shenanigans. Usually I try to get a question in there. It's separate from, the regular question because I really like hearing what our Shenanigans members who are in the Shenanigans group, because they are supporting us on Patreon for $5 a month at least. That is one of the benefits you get. The question I asked was, does time mean anything anymore? Dan Chalinsky, nope, time is meaningless, just a string of endless broken shitboxes. Joey, time is relative to acceleration. Those at a higher velocity will perceive time at a slower rate than those at a slower velocity. Basically, the faster you drive, the less you age relative to your Prius driving friends. And Luke comments, what is the thing you call a Prius driving friend? And let's see, Ben Allred, it's not the time itself that matters, but what you do with the time. Very nice. Luke Dreyer, the ample time to have insurance right off your shitbox was Saturday in downtown Salt Lake. Damn. AJ gives us a meaty answer. Time is a construct created by man that doesn't leave the confines of our atmosphere, created as a means of explanation to fulfill our incessant need to understand the world around us. It is simultaneously meaningless in the way that it is only a way to count the day and night cycles of our planet, and meaningful in the way that it is what defines man's intelligence through self-awareness. It is one half of the fourth dimension, duration, the direction matter travels at which it deteriorates. It is the walls of the great accomplishment that is our own jail, within which we are forever bound so long as we reside in the third planet from the sun of the Milky Way galaxy. Very profound and deep. And then Jackson, time go fast. Just two of the greatest minds of our time. Just right there.
Time go fast.
God damn it. God damn it, Jackson.
I literally see that meme where it's like somebody's like he's like doing the whole like the talk and the normie goes, "It go bird, time go fast."
Yep, that's nailed it. All right. Well, let's talk about the $1 billion question, which is the Track Daily Crush Dead Sedans Edition Part 2. If you remember last week, if you remember last week, I gave some of you a Coke.
Hold on, I'll do this out of solidarity.
Perfect. If you remember last week, the Track Daily Crush was the Malibu, the Bog Standard Fusion, and the Cadillac XTS, which led me to give some of you Coke problems if you chose the Cadillac, which I was writing the agenda today at work, and I was talking to my coworker, and I'm just like, yeah, sometimes when you put together an agenda for something, you kind of forget what happens when you record it, a week later and the day of you're putting together the agenda. And the show notes for last week was literally just all capitals, bold, cocaine, exclamation point. I'm just like, that's the show note.
You're welcome.
Yep. So on this edition of Dead Sedans, Track Daily Crush, we have the following: the Lexus GS 350, the Infiniti Q70, and the Jaguar XJ. So,
which I'm sure most of you realized didn't realize that the Q70 was still around.
I know it's still around because my girlfriend's mom, one of her neighbors, has one, and he parks it on the street right in front of her house. So whenever I go over there, I see it. So I am intimately aware it's still a thing. So
I've actually driven one of these cars before.
Oh. Well, Zach.
And considered buying one.
Well, Zach, please take it from here.
Doesn't mean I have an answer. I drove the GS350 and really considered it. I thought it was better car. I thought it was a better car than the 530 I drove, and the E350 Sport I drove as well too.
Okay.
But I'd probably daily the Q70, race the Jag, and crush that.
Interesting move.
Choice.
Interesting move.
Yeah.
All right. Well, here's.
Let me Google the Jag XJ because I don't know what it looks like.
Okay. Well, you furiously Google. Here's what I'm gonna do. All right. Look at me. As you can clearly tell by all this that is around me.
Yeah. I hold up my race the Jag. Daily the Q.
Okay. Good. Good to know. As you can see, I enjoy the finer things in life. I must
cocaine?
Yes, powder cocaine specifically. Anyway, to that end, because I fancy myself some sort of aristocrat, low level, but an aristocrat nonetheless, I am going to be dailied in the Jag XJ.
You'll be dailied in it.
Yes. It's one of those things. I will be driven in it, but I will not drive. Then I think I will track the GS 350, and I'm going to crush the Infiniti. So, yeah, I just like the idea of, and I know if Joey were watching, he would back me up on this, but a big Toyota sedan running around a racetrack is just a thing of glory. So, need to make that happen. And then that Q70 I see all the time, it just looks weird to me. Like, it looks like a Grand Theft Auto version of an Infiniti Q70. And I'm like, I just can't handle this. So,
well, Well, they did make a long wheelbase version of it too, so I'd be curious to see if it was the long wheelbase one, because it does look a little bit odd.
Next time I'm up there, I will grab some creeper shots of it. So
excellent. So I think I would probably do the same. I would daily the Jag, but I would drive it.
You can drive me around in the Jag. It'll be brilliant.
It has the most road presence of all the vehicles.
Well, I want to race a big body car. That's why we want the Jag.
Yeah, I see that, but
I see where you're coming from, and I appreciate that.
But you're wrong.
That's fair.
And then
That's fair.
The Jag has a gorgeous, timeless interior. And then the Lexus, I'd track it just for the fact that it's a reliable vehicle. It can withstand it to an extent, but at least you won't have to worry about the motor. The brakes might get overheated just for the fact that it's a big vehicle being tracked around. But
turn 1, lap 3 is going to get real interesting.
But at least I won't have to worry about the motor.
There you go.
And then I'm going to crush the hot garbage that is the Infiniti Q70 for the fact of all the news that we talked about Nissan today and Infiniti about how they've lost their way.
Yeah,
it's terrible vehicles. So
it's not good. That's for sure. Yeah. Let's see, YouTube. Ben Allred says he'd race the GS350. He'd daily the Jag, and he'd crush the Q70 because he is a man of he's wisdom. A learned man of taste. Appreciates the finer things in life. Again, with the powdered cocaine. AJ, he says, daily the Lexus, track the Infiniti, and the hot British garbage gets squished. Oh, wait, he has the wrong XJ in mind. Hold on, his answer could change.
I want to know what XJ he's thinking of.
Yeah, I'm real curious myself. So,
see, even AJ had to Google it.
No,
see, I will give you that the track version could be interesting with the XJ because they did make the XJ 575. Granted, it is the long wheelbase version, so it would have to, you have more body to move around. But it's a 575 horsepower supercharged 5-liter V8. Like
real stable at high speed, but some of those tight turns, it's going to be a problem. All right, AJ comes back.
Here's his update.
I'm going to crush the Infiniti, daily the Lexus, and track the Jag because it's faster than the Lord God Almighty. That it is.
Yeah.
Cut to AJ standing on a pier, finger, the L shape on his forehead, looking at the sunrise, calling God himself a loser. That is a reference, and I hope a lot of you get that. Anyway, so... yeah, feel free to let us know what you would be tracking and dailying and crushing amongst the Lexus GS350, the Infiniti Q70, and the Jag XJ. Mailbag at camautomag.com. Hit us on the social medias. We're at camautomag on a lot of them. Or, I guess if you see Zach out and about, just grab him and yell at him. The Lord knows you're not going to see me. I don't go out and do anything.
Apparently I'm popular amongst the peers.
You get out there, buddy. You're the young hot face of Cam Automag.
I'm the street team for Cam Automag.
Yes, exactly.
Can we change his description on the website to street team leader?
Yes. Oh God, yes we can.
that power might go to his head though.
Lord of the Boards, Colonel Nadine, street team leader.
Street
please
Colonel.
Use my full title, please.
Street Colonel. Let's see.
Oh man, Benjamin Allred has a good follow-up. So
you'll be wishing God was faster when those brakes give out. And also, AJ's a bit drunk, so that's why he got confused with the XJ. So understandable.
He's like, yeah, the Wrangler. I want to track the Wrangler.
Jesus. All right, we have.
I'm not going to have time to do these, so I might need to sign off.
All right. Well, we have a minute and a half left, so we're just going to do one of my shenanigans stories.
I can do one.
Okay, so we have 5 stories. We finally did it. Gamey. The natural order is slowly returning. Call me when they put it in a duffel bag-sized dispenser, and he's going high.
There's only one answer here.
I mean, there's a lot of answers.
Call me when they put it in a duffel bag. That one I can't.
Okay, the duffel bag size container.
That one.
A lot of stuff comes in squeezy containers, and now finally, the way God intended, Jif peanut butter is coming in a 14-ounce squeezable container.
That's actually really smart.
Yeah. So instead of
continue.
instead of having to deal with the like the little cups or the giant tubs that you can't quite get it all out because you can't get your knife in there and the opening's too small for your hand. You can get it in there, but you can't get your hand out because it's a hand and you're an adult. And then suddenly you've got this plastic thing on your hand and you're trying to get it off and you're panicking because you have to go somewhere in a minute and you got a peanut butter jar on your hand and now you're just going to look like an asshole and you're really thinking about
your hand's covered in peanut butter.
Yeah, and you're thinking about cutting it off, but you don't want to go too deep because you don't want to cut your wrist or your hand or anything. And really, it just makes it for a super, super awkward family reunion. Anyway. Yeah,
you blew my next statement out of the water. I was going to say this is really nice because I go camping a lot, and when I make tacos camping, I bring the squeeze thing of sour cream.
Yeah.
And now if I want to make peanut butter and jelly sandwiches while camping, I don't need to bring a knife and a lid and get the peanut butter everywhere. And the lid opens up the back of the truck and goes everywhere. The truck smells like peanut butter, that kind of ordeal.
Yeah. No, it's pretty sweet. And Jif actually does point out easier portion control, easier to measure out for ingredients as an ingredient for recipe, simplified ants on a log preparation, which is something specifically called out in the press release. That's a thing that I guess some parents still do, the thing of peanut butter in the celery with the raisins on it. All right.
Wow.
I get it, but
I was just looking at Trent and I thought he had something and then he just kind of yawned. So
I was just going to say the easier portion control, that's BS because it's like so much easier to squeeze it all out. So
before it was limited to how big your knife was.
Yeah, well, easier portion control. Some of us 14 ounces of peanut butter is one serving. So
when you get to the bottom of the jar, you're limited to how much you can scrape out of there. If you can squeeze all of it out, you're gonna squeeze all of it out.
Yeah.
Or if you're smart, you use a spoon. Because you can load that spoon right up.
There's Zach just out there living in the 31st century.
We're just on 2020 level here, Zach.
Zach's on some galaxy brain shit, and we're just over here just barely figuring stuff out. All right, folks. Well, I will put next to that, indicating that is the one we talked about. And, I will save the rest for...
That's the wrong one.
What? Oh, yeah. Thanks, Zach.
I'm here for you.
Appreciate it. Thanks. Anyway, so that is it for episode 267 of the Camcast. We appreciate you joining us, listening to us. It's great. God. Didn't Brian Regan come up with this 15 years ago with jelly and croutons in it? Maybe. Brian Regan is a very smart man. How else do you have a stand-up comedy career like his? You got to be pretty smart to do that. Anyway, folks, thank you for joining us on episode 267 of the Camcast. What are you doing, Zach? Just show notes tangents. All right. Nailed it.
No, I put no Mo Dotson in the show notes, and he said, Jesus. Make me. He deleted it and put make me. And
no, wrong one.
I just...
This is just... God.
Tangents. That's what
Damn it. I just...
Can we name this one the Datsun 540?
Jesus Christ.
X-Drive?
We're going to name this. Mike is starting to opening up casting calls for some new panelists here.
I support it. I'll see myself out.
Trent gets it. Zach's going to show up to the open casting call with a mustache.
That's the episode of The Simpsons where I show up to
the B Sharps tryout.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Wait, Zach, you just earned your keep by throwing out a Simpsons reference. Yes.
Well, how does the song go? It's in the back of my head.
Oh, what, the one that Wiggum is singing?
Yeah.
He's singing it from Dr. Dolittle. If I could walk with the animals, talk with the animals.
Talk with the animals. My roommates fucking hate me. I bet.
Mustache is a thing. This bird's gonna fly. And he jumps out the window. There you go. Nailed it. Anyway, thank you for joining us. We are at Cam Automag on all the social medias. Tell us what you thought of this episode there or wherever you get your podcasts. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play. Like, subscribe, leave us a rating, give us a comment. It really helps people see us. Because, listen, if you're enjoying this, odds are there's some other lunatic who would totally enjoy this. So go ahead and rate us and review us. That's the only way that they're going to see us. Support us on Patreon, patreon.com/CamAutomag. I mean, 5 stars is really what we're shooting for. I mean, this is hour and a half of free entertainment. All you got to do is just go on there and just give us 5 stars. We'll keep doing this. I will hold this hostage.
He has support. I've seen it.
Yep. Anyway, support us on Patreon. Patreon.com/CamAutomag is where you go. Any dollar amount is highly appreciated, seriously, especially in these times that we are living in. $1, great. If you can do more, awesome. If not, we get it. But $5 is the money level. That gets you in the Cam Super Secret Shenanigans Shitposting Facebook group where you get to answer big philosophical questions like, does time matter? What is man? All those sorts of things. Do you like flats or drums when it comes to chicken wings? You know, the big questions of our time.
Waffles was one, wasn't it?
I think so. You also get access to bonus content, the live stream of this podcast recording every Monday. And occasionally I will just randomly send you something. So we've got some, it's our 10-year anniversary. We actually have some new stickers coming. I'm actually working on a secondary anniversary sticker design because I can get holographic stickers. So trying to find something that'll play nice with that and also work in a square format because they won't let me do rectangular. It has to be square. So a bit annoying, but whatever. So, I mean, I feel ways about that, Trent. I feel ways about it.
We'll talk later.
Anyway, yes, patreon.com/CamAutomag is where you go. Any donation would be greatly appreciated. We love it. We love that you're still here anyway. So thank you. CamAutoswag.com is where you go to get something sweet like this shirt as I rub my manly chest here. We also have hats, tote bags, and now backpacks, flip-flops, and shorts because it's summer and it's 90 and you got to stay cool somehow. Stay cool, look cool with Cam Auto Swag. CamAutoswag.com. Also, stay cool, look cool with our friends over at Steady Broke Clothing. Steady.broke on all the social medias. SteadyBroke.com. Head over there, put a bunch of their awesome stuff in your cart, and use coupon code CAMAuto15 at checkout and save 15% on your entire order. They're fucking with the show notes again. Sweet. Sweet. Anyway, Twitch Tuesday is a thing. We do it every Tuesday. Tune in at twitch.tv/CamAutoMike. The schedule for this month's Twitch Tuesday is this Tuesday. The 2nd, we're going to be doing Forza 7. Next week, Forza Horizon 4. Middle of the month, Rocket League. Again, cross-platform, so why the hell not? Get that thing going. See if I'm any better with an Xbox controller. Then we're going to go back to Forza 7 and close out the month with Forza Horizon 4 and get Quinn and Jordan and some of those guys back on for some delightful shenanigans. Jordan has actually figured out a way to make that very interesting. He's got basically like a random car generator sort of thing. So, yeah, it's pretty interesting. It's like a performance level, cylinder count, and then I think drive type. So, or tuning type. Yeah. So, yeah, that's why I have a Barra-swapped NC Miata in my Forza Horizon 4 garage. It's terrible. It doesn't do anything worthwhile, but it's there. Yeah, it doesn't do anything particularly great, except look like a kind of hot boy Miata. Anyway, for episode 267 of the Camcast, I have been Mike.
I've been Zach.
I've been Trent.
All right, everybody. See ya.
Save us.
Oh, God. It's like a clip show, but it makes even less sense. I think you could say that about any of our episodes.
Yep.
Really.
Yes.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye. I need to go hop in the shower.
Perfect. That's the last thing that's going to be put out on YouTube.
You got to rinse this off.